Welcome to today's Ukraine war update for July 20th, 2026. Russia has struck a civilian grain ship off Odesa and killed most of the people aboard it. The Golden Leo, a Turkish-owned bulk carrier flying the flag of Guinea-Bissau, had just loaded corn and was leaving Ukrainian waters when 3 Russian cruise missiles hit her. One struck the superstructure and set the ship ablaze. Of the 18 people on board, 10 were killed and 8 were pulled from the water. They were not soldiers. They were Indian and Syrian merchant sailors, and a Ukrainian sea pilot from the Port Authority's own service, aboard to guide the vessel out. Ukraine's Navy called it an act of terror against peaceful shipping. It is the deadliest attack yet on the grain corridor, and it fits a pattern. Moscow can no longer blockade Ukraine's Black Sea ports, so instead it is bombing the ships and terminals that keep the route open, squeezing Ukraine's single biggest source of foreign earnings and putting foreign crews in the firing line. Ukraine's new prime minister has ordered the foreign ministry to notify India, Syria and Turkey. In the Odesa region alone, 28 people have now been killed this month. Russia's own losses passed a new mark. 1,600 more soldiers in a day carried its cumulative total past 1,430,000. 82 artillery systems were destroyed, the third extraordinary day in a row after 92 and 85. Russia's guns are being ground down faster than at any point this summer. And Ukraine answered on Moscow's doorstep. Moscow's own mayor said more than 400 drones flew toward the capital region overnight. They set an oil depot burning at Podolsk, barely 40 kilometers from the Kremlin, and struck a Wildberries fulfillment center at Kolodino and a vast logistics park at Domodedovo, the second time in 3 days that Ukraine has gone after the company's warehouses, which Kiev says moves sanctioned components into Russian weapons. At least 5 separate fires burned across the region, and a drone hit a residential building in Domodedovo, wounding several people. At sea, Ukraine struck 6 more Russian vessels. Zelensky's comment was blunt. "We are responding, justly, to every Russian strike on our cities." At home, the political crisis has hardened into a deadline. For a 4th straight day, thousands protested across more than a dozen cities: Kiev, Kharkiv, Odesa, Dnipro, this time chanting at their own parliament, which has gone on recess until August, MPs, back to work. And the organizers have now set terms. Reinstate Mikhail Fedorov and remove the commander-in-chief, Alexander Syrskyi, by the 24th of July, or the protests become nightly and open-ended. Zelensky has still dismissed no one and reinstated no one. Ukraine remains, formally, without a defense minister. On the front line it was, by recent standards, a quieter night in the air. Russia sent just 94 drones and 2 missiles, and most were shot down, though a strike on Pavlorad killed 2 people and wounded 13, among them children aged 1 and 13. On the ground, 235 clashes were recorded, with Pokrovsk again the hardest pressed at 30 assaults. And those Russian claims of a breakthrough near Dobropilya? Still today, unconfirmed. That wraps up today's update. If you found this useful, press the like button and subscribe in order to support this channel. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.